You want respect. You crave it, as every living thing craves sunlight. But here's the truth you keep locked away. The world does not owe you respect. It is not your birthright. It is not given freely. It is seized, wrestled from the jaws of indifference and contempt. Most people walk through life believing that decency alone will shield them from disrespect. They wrap themselves in the illusion that kindness is armor, that good intentions are enough to command the regard of others. But that is a child's fantasy. Machiavelli saw through this comforting fog centuries ago. He understood that in the wild arena of human affairs, respect is not the gentle rain that falls on all alike. It is the mountain peak, battered by storms, claimed only by those who climb with bloodied hands. Imagine respect as a fortress atop a craggy cliff. The path is steep, the stones slick with the failures of those who slipped before you. The masses huddle in the valley, hoping that mere virtue will lift them to the summit. But the wind howls, and fortune is as fickle as a tempest. She favors those who build dikes against her floods, who wield both the cunning of the fox and the force of the lion. You want to be untouchable? Then abandon the myth that the world will meet you halfway. Machiavelli's prince did not wait for respect, he engineered it. He understood that to be loved is a luxury, but to be feared, or at least never despised, is a necessity. Respect is not a gift, it is a conquest. So ask yourself, are you content to wait in the valley, or will you carve your own path up the mountain? The choice is yours, but remember, no one will dare disrespect you after you learn to command, not demand. The summit. You cling to a comforting lie. You believe that if you are good, if you are fair, if you are gentle, the world will respond in kind. You imagine respect as a gentle rain, falling equally on all who simply wish for it. But this is fantasy, a child's bedtime story whispered to soothe the fear of the dark. The truth is far colder, far sharper. You wish people would see your heart and reward your intentions. You want to believe that kindness is a shield, that emotional intelligence is armor, that if you play by the rules, you will be protected from the wolves. But Machiavelli knew better. He saw that the world is not a garden tended by virtue, but a jungle ruled by cunning and force. It is much safer to be feared than loved, he wrote, because love is a fragile thread, easily snapped when self-interest tugs at it. Fear, on the other hand, is a chain, heavy, unyielding, forged in the fire of consequence. The Stoics, too, warned against the illusion of safety in good intentions. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, wielded power with restraint, but only because he understood its true nature, a force to be mastered, not denied. Seneca wrote of the danger in believing that kindness alone earns loyalty. He knew that the hearts of men are fickle, that adoration can turn to conspiracy in a single night. Picture this. You are a tower of strength, or so you think. But if your foundation is built on the sand of wishful thinking, the first storm of betrayal will topple you. The world does not reward those who wait for respect to be handed down like a family heirloom. It rewards those who seize it, who understand that power is not the problem, but the nature of the game itself. So, I ask you, will you keep chasing shadows, or will you open your eyes to the brutal daylight? The gap between your fantasy and reality is a chasm. Cross it, or be swallowed whole. You think your delusions are harmless, that your fragile fantasies of fairness will shield you from the world's teeth? Let me show you the price of such naivety. Every day you cling to the lie that respect is earned through niceness, you erode your own power. You become a beggar, not a ruler, pleading for scraps of regard while others feast on the authority you surrender. Your softness is a magnet for predators. They smell it like blood in water. Your friendships grow shallow, your influence withers, and your self-respect rots from the inside out. Society is not a chorus of equals. It is a hierarchy, a pyramid of power. When you refuse to climb, you become part of the foundation, crushed under the weight of those who dared to ascend. Your silence is interpreted as weakness. Your compliance is weaponized against you. And when the storm comes, betrayal, slander, exploitation, you will stand naked without allies or armor, wondering why your good heart did not save you. Do you think the wolves care about your morals? Do you believe the envious colleague, the domineering rival, or the passive-aggressive critic will pause to admire your virtue? Machiavelli warned of this. Men are so simple of mind and so much dominated by their immediate needs that a deceitful man will always find plenty who are ready to be deceived. Your illusions make you prey. Imagine you are a ship captain who refuses to believe in storms. You sail into open waters with no compass, no maps, and a crew lulled by your optimism. When the tempest hits, and it will hit, you will drown. Not because the sea is cruel, but because you chose blindness over preparation. The Stoics called this amor fati, love of fate. Not passive acceptance, but ruthless readiness to face reality head-on. Respect is not a meritocracy. It is a currency minted in perception and power. Every time you let someone undermine you, every time you shrink from conflict to keep the peace, you devalue yourself. Your reputation becomes a hollow echo. Your voice fades into background noise, and one day you wake up invisible, a ghost in your own life, haunting the edges of other people's ambitions. How much more of yourself will you sacrifice on the altar of politeness? How many opportunities, relationships, and victories will you lose to the fear of being called harsh? The clock is ticking. The stakes are not just respect. They are sovereignty over your own destiny. You. Stop hiding behind excuses. Stop pretending that your good intentions are enough. Let's cut through the fog. Are you respected or merely tolerated? Do people listen when you speak, or do they wait for you to finish so they can move on? Be honest, brutally honest. You say you value respect, but your actions betray you. You shrink from confrontation. You let slight slide. You laugh off disrespect and call it maturity. But inside, you stew. You hope that patience will win the day. It won't. Machiavelli would scoff at your hesitation. The Stoics would pity your passivity. Ask yourself, when was the last time you drew a line? When did you last say enough and mean it? Or are you still hoping the world will read your mind, sense your discomfort, and change its ways for your sake? That's not strategy. That's wishful thinking. You want to be respected, then act like someone who demands it. Stop apologizing for your existence. Stop diluting your words to please everyone. The world does not respect the invisible. It does not honor the silent. It rewards those who command the room, not those who blend into the wallpaper. Look in the mirror. Are you the lion, or are you the sheep, hoping the lion will go away? Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." The Stoics taught that self-mastery is the root of all strength. So why do you keep handing your power away? It's time to choose. Stay in the shadows or step into the arena. Speak with conviction or be spoken over. Draw boundaries or be trampled. The only thing standing between you and respect is your willingness to demand it. You want a solution? Then abandon the soft, sentimental myths that have kept you weak. Machiavelli understood that respect is not won by wishful thinking or empty gestures. It is engineered through relentless discipline and calculated action. You must become the architect of your own authority, constructing a fortress of self-mastery brick by brick. The world will not hand you respect. You must seize it, shape it, and defend it with unwavering resolve. Discipline is not a feeling, it is a structure, a set of iron laws you impose on yourself, regardless of your mood or the chaos swirling around you. The Stoics knew this well. They did not waste energy trying to control the storms of circumstance, but instead mastered the only thing truly within their grasp, themselves. Seneca warned that a pilot who lets the waves seize his rudder is doomed to drift and perish. Only the one who clings to the helm through every squall is worthy of praise, even in defeat. Machiavelli would scoff at your search for motivation. He would tell you to act, especially when you least feel like it, because preparation is forged in silence, in the invisible battles no one sees. You must set your standards higher than comfort. Eliminate the luxury of excuses. Build routines so rigid that hesitation is crushed before it can take root. Enforce consequences for your own failures, real, painful ones, until your mind understands that discipline is survival, not self-esteem. Govern your impulses like a prince governs his realm, with vigilance, strategy, and an iron will. The modern world wants you soft, distracted, and reactive. Reject this. Become the strategist who shapes perception, who commands respect through silent strength and unbreakable boundaries. Let others chase validation and affection. You instead will cultivate a presence that cannot be ignored, a steady force that demands seriousness, not smiles. This is the mindset shift. Stop waiting for the world to respect you. Start mastering yourself so completely that the world has no choice. Build your discipline as a fortress, your strategy as a sword, your presence as a warning. In the words of the Stoics, grasp the helm. In the spirit of Machiavelli, dictate the rules. Because in the end, no one dares disrespect the one who commands themselves without mercy.